Hoo-wee! And indeed, zoo-wee mama. Starting a bit late because I was having dinner. Because I'm a cool kid like that. Sometimes I eat food. So just give me a moment to choke on my own saliva and then tweet out the stream. Oh my goodness, Hearty's here, so that should set the tone appropriately. But then, a light in the dark indigo is also here. Oh, how do y'all do? I think I have everything appropriately and upwardly set, so, right, a bit of background. So, I don't enjoy Breath of the Wild whatsoever. Like, I'm not going to mince words. I heavily dislike it, and I can't help but resent the fact that it's considered, oh my god, it's the best Zelda game ever, and it's just not. Like, you know, I won't tell someone that they're wrong for liking the game, because, you know, every game is someone's favourite, probably, somehow. And, you know, I'm not going to poo-poo that. But, in my opinion, when it comes to being a Zelda game, this fails at it. Because, in my opinion, it's not a Zelda game. I mean, obviously it is, but, like, in my opinion, it's like an Elder Scrolls game with Zelda IP slapped lazily on top of it, and, like, I don't like it. Which begs the question, oh, well, Tess, if you don't like it, why are you playing it? Because I want to prove to people that I have given it a fair shot. Because I have previously seen a 100% Let's Play of it. You know, I gave it a fair chance, and no, it it didn't meet my expectations in any way whatsoever. And good. Thank you. Hi. Okay. Yes, so you might ask, well, Tess, if you don't like this game, why do you have it? Because when I bought the Switch, it came with 7 games, and this was one of them. So was Sonic Forces, funnily. So I'm clearing out my Switch back catalogue because I'm too lazy to plug anything else into OBS at the moment, is the short answer. And, you know, I won't deny Ocarina of Time is probably overrated, but, like, what I don't like is that, like, no one had any issues with Ocarina of Time until Ego Raptor did a video saying, oh my god, it's the most overrated, shittiest thing ever, and everyone's like, yeah, we've been saying that this whole time. Like, no, you haven't. And I don't know where this random sort of craving for open-world Zelda came from, because to me, like, what's the point? The Zelda games are supposed to be a combination of adventure, puzzling, etc., with a narrative attached. You can't do a compelling narrative if it's open world, do anything in any order. You have no reason to go anywhere if you have to go everywhere at once. You know, it's just in no way compelling. But I feel like if I just talk through my thought process by myself, then it is going to get old pretty quickly. But, like, I am just, you know, best case scenario, this strim stram snaddery dang might change my mind. I don't expect it to. But, you know, if it did, then it's whatever. What I intend to do is to prove that I have, in every conceivable way, given this game a fair shot. Right, invert horizontal. I think that's what felt weird. Because we'll see what other options there are. I'd rather not, if that's okay. Nope. Nope, I'm not a pro with this. Don't really care about... Oh. Yeah, I don't really care about language. Which is a funny thing to hear me say. You know, maybe I will. I don't expect to, but I'm not going into this with a closed mind. You know, I will give... I'm going to give it a fair shot. I just don't have high expectations. But I'm not going to, like, run that idea into the ground. Like, right. Camera feels more natural. Also, 0 out of 10, they gave us a jump button. Okay, so B is the run house. Okay, fine, let's just get on with the... Oh my god, they gave Link a smartphone. Although, I do find the overabundance of magic technology in this game to be another immersion breaker. Like, usually in Zelda games, it's either one or the other. It's either technology with hints of magic, or magic with hints of technology. This seems like too much like a really lazy smashing together of both. Like, it's a smartphone, we're just gonna pretend it's in some way magical, and, like, that doesn't sit right with me. Whereas, like, you know, like, the Great Bay Temple in Majora's Mask, for instance, very heavily technological. And that's fine, because it's not pretending to be anything else. I love how, according to the temperature gauge in the corner, like, Link's just here in this random-ass cave. He's woken up after 100 years, because time is just a random patchwork for this game. And it's pleasantly cool. Also, I appreciate that in the European version it's Celsius and not... Oh, I did not even realise these were chests. Additional beef. Okay, thank you, game. Thank you, Bean. Steals your knife. Something else that I'm not fond of. I am not fond of is that a lot of this game feels too much like fan service for its own sake. Like, I really do think that... Okay, good. Like, they overuse the Zelda title font. Like, when you go into a new area, it's like, oh, we're going to use the Z with the triangles in it. And, like, that... You've overdone it. You've run it into the ground. Like, has it ever been used in, like, in any mainstream Zelda game prior to this? Obviously after this, I think they used it quite a bit in the Link's Awakening remake. But prior to this, it was used sparingly, if at all. Whereas with this, it's every area is like, oh, we're going to use the fucking logo font to... Like, it feels really fangamey in that way. And I don't mean that as a compliment. I don't want this to be a non-stop, like, tirade of complaints. It's just, Tess doesn't like this game, we've been new. Voice acting, well, honestly, I can barely hear it from how I'm playing, but, like, I have heard it before, and, like, it's a choice. I don't really care one way or the other. Like some people are really offended that it's there. Some people, I think some people are really snobby about, oh my god, it's automatically terrible because it's in English, so you need to have the Japanese, like, people like that with Danganronpa as well. Like, personally, I don't care. Every Zelda game has had, like, a strange quirk along those lines. And this is this game's one, as the characters speak in actual voices for the most part. Or, not for the most part, in important story beats. Oh, there it is. Oh, it's the title screen. Funny thing as well, a friend of mine who probably won't be in the whole commentary this week, but might be. Because, like, he's been doing business in hospital situations. But I remember when this game was first released, or thereabouts, he asked me, well, don't you get the urge to explore everywhere? No, I really don't. I'm not given a reason to care about any of these locations. It's just, hey, you can go anywhere here. And I'm like, cool, why would I want to? Because you could go anywhere! Okay, but why would I want to? And you see, Great Plateau, it's in the logo font, and it's done to death. Also, weapon durability. Not a fan, but that conversation's been had before. Huh. Okay. Okay, so we attack with the Y button for some reason. Sure, whatever. Go off. Serve tea. A mushroom. I am the mushroom. I am the mushroom. I work hard till my inevitable mushroom. Is there fall damage? Probably. Almost definitely. Indubitably. And, okay, one thing that I will say... Oh, I did that accidentally. One thing I will say that I can say positively about this game is, you know, as... Okay. This is also a thing I could do. Huh. How did... What? What just... What just happened? Okay, that was unusual. One thing I can say for certain that's positive about this is, you know, being as I am, peak furry trash, I like Prince Sidon. And, Kale. Okay, hold on, I had to dive into the chat and, okay, what was it that was said that I didn't get to see? I approved the comment and then it disappeared, so I didn't actually get to see it after all. But okay. Yeah, this is the sort of game that I wouldn't expect to... You know, I think if I were younger and more optimistic, I'd play the opening part, realise, wow, this is an Elder Scrolls game with basically nothing Zelda about it apart from the characters. And so, as a result, I would probably put it down and not pick it back up and sort of feel bad about having spent money on it. But that's just me. Well, I get that I opened the scope of I went into the camera app of the
the point marked on the map in your Sheikah slate.
Is Zelda really telling me to stop dicking around? Yeah, I didn't realize that this meant go into first-person mode, because that was, again, not very well indicated. Anyway, old man who totally isn't in any way special, he's definitely not going to turn out to actually be, you know, the ghost of the King of Hyrule who gives me the lampshade that I fly around with, I don't know. Bye! I will pretend to care because I already know what your business is. You know, because this is Zootropolis. Answer a question with a question. And then answer that question. But yeah, this, like, not even because of my distaste for this game, but I am dissociating hard from this game already. Like, we've started the game and I'm just like, I don't care. I think part of it is the game takes itself so seriously, despite, as I said, its timeline being just a patchwork of nonsense. But it's so... I'm not feeling this at all. And to reiterate, it's not an intentional thing on my part. I am not... I'm just not here, mentally, at all. I haven't seen Onward, and I don't care enough to check it out. But that's me. So, apparently we have to wander that way. Oh, hey! How does combat in this game work? Can I just beat you over the head with with an axe? Did I win? Cool, I got stuff. Like, I think something else that's, like, really super minor, but just the fact that you have to, like, actually stop and press a button to pick things up at all. I think that sort of sets the tone of everything has to be so much. Like, oh, you have to take this so seriously that you... Hi? Could you not exist? Thanks. Like, oh, look at all these different items you can find. Like, it's taking itself so fucking seriously. I'm not enjoying this. But, as I said, I'm going to give it a fair chance. I'll at least do the entire Great Plateau, because it's the only part of the game that actually has any sense of progression whatsoever. And then we'll see how we feel. Like, is it just me? In the words of Seth MacFarlane, and I won't take his word as gospel very often because the man's an arse, but this game insists upon itself. It's so pretentious. And I want to reiterate, you know, the world is full of people who take much too much glee in complaining about stuff. And I'm not trying to be one of those people. I don't enjoy the fact that I don't like this game. But that's more the game's fault than it is mine. At least insofar as, you know, it's not a Zelda game! Like, it is in the sense of, you know, it's a Zelda game because it's, you know, it's branded as such, it is officially a Zelda game. But god does it not fucking play like one. Up. I somehow managed to avoid every and all fall damages in the process. And yeah, the idea with this was, it was only ever going to be a one-time thing, unless, like, you know, unless the game changed my mind as a direct result of me playing it. It was more than likely just going to be this one-off thing. Watch for rolling rocks. Because I always figured, you know, since I have the game, I might as well try it. It might change my mind. At the moment, all it's done is reaffirm what I already felt about it. Well, I could talk about my personal life. Went to the zoo today. Didn't even know we had a zoo. Oh, that just makes every Sheikah Tower at once activate. That's a choice. Just assumed they were all already up and at 'em. Well, whatever. And neither had I. Then to go. I didn't even, like, I found out the zoo existed yesterday, and we went today, and it was pretty good. Met a snake called Edward. Had a couple of other snakes as well. Again, with the overuse of the Zelda title font. There was a skunk baby called Tia, and I got to stroke her, and she was cute. I saw a chameleon and some frogs and some armadillos. I saw a lot of things, basically. Also, that there was an aggressively horny horse, but you don't need the details on that. I am not the Legend of Harry Potter. I did not cause havoc at the animalatorium. But yeah, the worst part of the zoo was the children. Like, holy fuck. Do parents these days not know how to discipline, or like what? Because the kids just running around, screaming, banging on things. Like, this is a sanctuary for animals. Shut the fuck up.
The beast. When the beast regains its true power, this world will face its end.
That's all well and good, Zelda, but did you consider that nothing of value would be lost if Ganon got to have his way? Oh, Zindigo, I've seen on your Discord server, there's been a lot of mention of Animorphs, and I know of them, but I've never read one, I don't think.
Now then, you must hurry, Link.
Oh, yeah, is this the game where Zelda's randomly Irish? In the same way that Link to the Past is the one where Zelda's randomly a mouse, because, again, so, unpopular Zelda opinions. Number one, this is the worst Zelda game because it's the worst at being a Zelda game, in my opinion, based on my experience of what a Zelda game, quote-unquote, is. Obviously, tastes will vary. Controversial opinion number two. The sprite work in A Link to the Past was terrible. It was just like, it was unclear. Well, I think if memory serves, it's like an American trying to sound British and coming off Irish or something like that. I don't know. The main thing I remember is that Lisa Hannigan is the voice of Blue Diamond in Steven Universe, and she's Irish, and she's really good at suppressing the Irishness, except for when she's in states of emotional distress, and she's Blue Diamond. That's going to happen a lot. Yes, well, Hearty, I'm just trying to do the game's intended tutorial for here's how fall damage works. But still. Yeah, there are a lot of things that Chugger and I don't agree on, but I'm glad that we have something in common. But yeah, so canonically, Blue Diamond is from the Gem homeworld, except when she's stressed, at which point she becomes Irish. Anyway, did the postman from Twilight Princess just happen? Oh no, it's the guy who totally isn't a ghost. Erupted. That sounds like a euphemism, except it doesn't in any way at all. No. Or, in the words of Lara Croft, no. Old man, you would be surprised how few shits I give. I think the old man has triocular vision. He opened his third eye. So that's another thing with this game. They have a fetish for the words calamity and blight, and again, they run them into the ground and do them to death. And also, not a fan of how both this and Sonic Forces are just, hey, what if we took a decent IP and just made it post-apocalyptic because fuck you? Like, you need a better story than, like, that's the start of a story. That shouldn't be the whole story, and yet here we are. Don't threaten me with a good time, old man. Hand it over. I will mug you. Yes, there is. Look at all the free shit I picked up on the way here. Again, overusing the font. Or, well, the typeface, technically, because some people do get really pissy about the distinction between the two. Here, let me show you something. Dialogue ends. I'm just going to assume that you're going to wander towards that shrine, so I'll just go and do that shrine. How about that? And another thing as well, the whole dungeon design situation. Obviously, I'm not a huge fan of that, and like, this game had some cool ideas for dungeon items, and then just proceeded to not have dungeons. And don't get me wrong, the way that the dungeons themselves were the items, that was kind of clever, but not clever enough to justify it, in my opinion. And the idea of cryokinesis, magnesis, and the time-stoppy thing, those could have been cool sort of things to build up your arsenal with and tell an actual story. But then, no, because, oh, we've got bees in our bonnets about it being open world. They just give you all the cool shit up front, and then they don't really ever, like, it doesn't feel earned. It's just, it's not, they give you too much at once. They blow their creative load instantly. I really can't think of a good thing to say about this game apart from, oh man, ow! You know, when you stub your toe. But, yeah. The shrines are an interesting idea, but it's no substitute for actual gameplay. Like, what I will say, to sort of smooth over the gaps between what is asserted about this game and how I feel about it, I think if people agreed that this is a Zelda spin-off and not a main series game, I think that would be, like, I would be at peace with that. Nobody else would be, clearly. Like, oh, Breath of the Wild 2, I know nothing about it, and I already want nothing to do with it. So yeah. Oh man, ow. I am the monk who stubbed his toe. Ah, Magnesis. When you're magnanimous to your sister. Yeah, I maintain. Interesting idea, dubious execution. I don't like how people instantly flocked to this game being, like, the new gold standard, when, like... For an open world game, it's probably pretty good. For a Zelda game... like, I'm going to watch this stream back. I always watch my streams back. And I'm going to not enjoy watching it, because it's just non-stop bitching from me. But, like, it's true, I have a lot of negative opinions about this game. And, like... I mean, if now isn't the time to get those negative opinions out, i.e. when I'm literally playing the game in question, when is, you know? But I'm going to try to talk about other stuff. So, you know, if y'all have other topics of conversation for me to be a bit less irritating about, then by all means, fire exactly one way. Like, weigh something and then fire it. And this... does not... like, I feel like the entire sort of controls of this game are a bit sort of not as intuitive as they'd like to believe, I feel like. Or at the very least, this stuff, like, it feels like you need 3 arms and 3 Joy-Cons in order to play it properly. Oh, good, a fucking... oh, good, you're just going to shoot at me while I'm trangling amongst a wall. Ah, yes, Guardians, you're so normal. You're the new normal. You're so incredibly iconic for the brand. Whatever. I don't care. Not a fan of the Guardians either, in case you couldn't tell. And you can't climb up that. That's a bit like the game's like, hey, you can climb up things except when you can't. Now, this shouldn't work. Yeah, so you can't. Yeah, you can't magnesis something you're standing on. Again, okay, go off. Nailed it. I rigged it. Can't climb up shrine walls. The game's like, hey, this is the Zelda game where you can climb up everything, except when you can't. Like, oh, okay. And, like, having to use the second set of buttons. That's... again, you need, like, 3 hands to control this even remotely sensibly. Not a fan. Now, can I magnesis the treasure? Surprisingly, yes. I did not see that coming. I genuinely thought the game would actually want me to just be a proper boy and, like, get up there legitimately. Nope, you could just steal the chest. Yeah. Not only would you be playing this game bests... Wow, that was a sentence. Not only would you play this game best with N64 controller, you'd need all 3 hands to do it well. I at least feel validated in knowing that I wasn't wrong for looking at this game and thinking, wow, I'm not a fan. Now, if memory serves, every shrine has at least 1 bonus treasure. I don't remember if it's 1 bonus treasure per shrine or 2. And I found 1, so that will content me for now. Okay, Mr. Windows 95, what do you got? This is my first time playing this game, yes. I've seen it before. I've seen it played to 100% before, so I'm familiar with the story beats and everything. It's just... okay, gravity pulling it out. Okay, that kind of does make sense. But then again, like, it doesn't, like, gravity doesn't seem to be an issue when it comes to stuff you're not standing on. So I don't know, but you've given a valid counterpoint, and I will accept that. Also, massive spoilers. In one of the DLCs, the final boss is a monk. There you go, now you don't need to waste your time with the entirety of this game. Yeah, I'm definitely going to just complete the Great Plateau and then just call it a stream, because this is not fun. Like, there are some games where the controls feel so intuitive that it's as natural as breathing. This is not one of them. I think that is the motorcycle DLC, yes. You know, just to further rip apart the game's potential, sort of, like, you know, what's the phrase? Not plausible deniability, suspension of disbelief. Like, this really, 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 really feels like a fan game. Like, albeit, by fan game standards, really impressive, but for a main series game, see, I'm falling into that trap again of just non-stop complaining about it, and that's not my hope here. I want to do more than just complain. It's just this game gives me so much complaint to work with. Paraglider, please. I do like how this Link can at least be. Yeah, I'm just gonna be bitchy Link. I'm okay with this. Playing the Link that also doesn't want to be here. Thank you, Hearty. This is useful information. It'd be more useful if I attempted to complete this game, but, you know. It's useful information for the time being. 3, yeah, so Magnesis bombs, and then the time stoppy and the freezy. Okay. I'm just going to pretend that that's Link being sarcastic. Like sarcastic, but with an M for good measure. And that's something else as well, that the fact that there are so many, like, locations in Breath of the Wild that are all, like, they're all named in a fan-servicey way. And, you know, the game is like, oh, hey, see, we remember, we remember so-and-so game. Look, this game is oh, we're referencing everything. This is a game for everyone. Like, you need a bit more. That, you know, it's kind of just style over substance to an extent. There, just gotta put that down there. And every time I press the R button first instead of the L button to use the runes, because it's not. Like, I don't know, it just... R for rune feels more intuitive to me. But that's just me. What would I know? I don't like this game, so clearly none of my opinions about anything are valid ever. Is there any reason that I should be concernicus about it approaching nighttime? Just kick the chest, that works too. Ooh, and opal. Caramel-esque. That sure is a word nobody asked for. Is there something fun underneath this boulder? There's a nice boulder that's magnetic for some reason. Well, that was a good use of my time. Alright, where next? 2 pints. Can I reach them from here? Not only can I not reach them from here, they're not even reachable anyway. Okay. I will pretend that that concerns me even slightment. Well, I'm glad that it's intuitive for some people, but for me, it absolutely isn't. Like, none of this feels like it's coming naturally to me. Everything feels awkward and fumbly, and again, I want to, you know, make it abundantly clear that I'm not deliberately looking for reasons to be upset. I do want that to be obvious. You know, I'm not trying to deliberately be that guy. You know, I'm not. I don't want to be negative for the sake of it. It's just there's nothing here that's like I feel justified in my negativity. Turd. Well, that was quote-unquote fun. And something else that I want to make clear as well is I said this before, and I'm going to say it again, because I think it does bear repeating, because this is the sort of thing that people will willfully ignore. Hi!
Hello.
Hi!
How are you doing?
I'm suffering, because this game isn't good.
Well, you breathe in the wild?
I'm breathing wildly, or wildly breathing. But yeah, I was just about to say, for the benefit of people who exist, which may or may not be you, I don't know. Have you or a loved one ever been diagnosed with existence? If so...
You know, it's controversial, but I'll listen either way.
Oh, the nearest flower may be behind you. Right, so I don't begrudge other people the right to like this game. I just don't. I just want the records to show I am trying it. And if other people like it, more power to them. I'm just not amongst their number. And that feels... It feels like something that people would willfully ignore. You know, in the internet age, the age of cancelling people, it's like, oh, Tess doesn't like this game, so clearly he's going to be a small-minded bigot who's like, oh, well, he hates everyone who does like it because he doesn't, because it's not that he doesn't like it, he's just bad at it, and he's jealous of people who are good. Like, wow, that sure was a massive leap. Which is... hypocritical, I know, because I'm the one daydreaming this daydream, but, you know, anxiety is a time. Anyway, how are you doing, anyway?
I'm doing alright. Just moved into dorms. As for my opinions on this game, I can't really have a strong opinion because this game is simply a style that I am not good at playing. So, like, I can't give an opinion on if I think it's good or bad, in my own opinion. Because it's just a game that I can't really play or enjoy to its fullest because I'm not good at this style of playing.
That is a good and valid and well thought out response. It could be.
Yeah.
It could be, and this is just me spitballing. It could be some degree of do I, as someone who has played Zelda games in the past, is part of my disdain coming from a place of entitlement? Is it, I have played Zelda games in the past, and I've been good at them, and I've liked them, etc. Therefore, every game owes me goodness? Is that where this comes from? And certainly not consciously.
I mean, I think I've definitely heard differing opinions on this game. It is unquestionably kind of different from most other Zeldas, but I've heard differing opinions on this game where some people are like, I really like this game because of the way that it is different from a lot of Zeldas. And then there's other people who are like, I really dislike this game because I really like the way that Zeldas normally are. And so, I mean, I think it makes sense to have at least some part of, disliking it come from a place of, if you enjoyed the other Zelda games and you came into this expecting that, it's a very different playstyle for sure.
And of course, it would be foolish of me to come into this expecting it to, turn out to actually have secretly been a good Zelda game all along. Again, using very deliberate language there, but that's mostly just for the memes. Oh, lovely attention to detail. Sometimes when you kill a bat, you get both of its wings. Inclusivity win.
That's fun. Inclusivity win. The bat you fucking murdered is dropping more loot. And it's gay.
Yay!
If you kill something, you inherit its gender identity.
Write a book!
and you accumulate them. What?
Just, some people, they go out bounty hunting, except instead of bounties, they're hunting genders. There's some families who have one between them, and it's like, Mom said it's my turn on the gender.
I don't want to turn on the gender.
I mean, same.
Hey.
Oh, I found something vaguely wall-shaped. Is that the cold place?
Like a lot of places are vaguely wall-shaped sometimes.
Whoa. It's like how a door is a wall you can turn off.
Any... Yes. Any cartoon character, being under a steamroller or something becomes instantly more wall-like, just horizontal. And round.
Whoa. So I've come to this area and concluded that the temperature is quite rude. Capital Q, capital R, give it a trademark and maybe a registered symbol.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that somehow you get extra, like, clothing, and I'll do that at some point when it becomes known to me. Oh, good, it's cold up here as well. My favorite of the temperature options.
It's my favorite kind of temperature.
A bit nippy. Rather that than sweating in a lizard terrarium.
True. Also, if I'm quiet for, like, short pieces of time in between talking, it's because I'm eating a soup.
Valid.
Rocks and stones and rocks and stones and rocks and stones and rocks and stones.
Well, furthermore... Oh, does it want me to be cold resistant the whole dang time? I know you get clothes eventually.
I think it's like there's like different levels of cold that it can be, and then different levels of cold resistance that you can get, and so it's like a little bit cold here, and so you need the chilies, the peppers, which make you a little bit cold resistant.
Ah, the high welcome to chilies.
Hi, welcome to eating some chilies.
Link doing an unboxing video, except it's unboxing the inside of a chili using his mouth.
An unboxing we can all participate in.
Oh, so you specifically have to cook with it as well? Like, you can't just eat it and be fresh?
Does eating it not help?
It doesn't give the impression.
Oh, yeah, I guess you do.
Well, that's kind of dumb.
Cooking's a little bit fun.
Yeah, but you see, I can't be bothered with that. It's like the ending of Gravity Falls, where it's like, what do we say when someone asks why our town's weird? Never mind all that. I've been watching the entirety. I've been rewatching the entirety of Gravity Falls with my mother. With the developer commentary isn't the right word, but I don't know what is the right word, so that's the next best thing.
Like staff commentary, I guess.
Yeah, like mostly insight from Alex Hirsch, but sometimes others. Like Double Dipper has 2 separate commentary tracks, and one of them is just Jason Ritter just having a time. He's deliciously chaotic.
I want to say there's 2 episodes that have 2 commentary tracks, but I can't remember what the other one was. It might have been that one of them had the like music person on it.
Yeah, Not What He Seems had one commentary that's the devs, and one that is just Brad Breek, and
right.
Land Before Swine has one that's the entire devs, you know what I mean, and one that is just Alex Hirsch, but constantly in character as Grunkle Stan the whole time.
I don't know if I watched that one yet.
It's good. Yeah, so far, we've seen up to and including Dungeons, Dungeons, and More Dungeons, which is a good episode anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Diggity dungeons and all that. Because it's the cool 90s. As opposed to the uncool 90s that preceded them. The 80s.
Dark 90s.
It's the dark web, but for... only 90s kids will remember.
Dark 90s, give me the uncool jams.
Give me the Beach Boys, the Beastie Boys, the Sauce. I don't know, I feel like I'm referencing a song, but I don't know the original song well enough. I've only seen it YouTube pooped, and that's as far as I can reference.
Fair enough.
Why the bokoblins ugly?
Well, because they're supposed to be mean and they're not supposed to feel bad about murder.
I
And
don't
as
feel
we all
bad
know,
about murder
looks-
anyway. What?
Looks are everything.
I'm a horrible person. You are still on my case, sir. None of this. Okay, some of this,
Oh, yeah,
then. Down with this sort of thing. I will hit you with a stick and I will eat your food.
Yeah, this was honestly like one of the things that made this hardest is that I do not like fighting anything in this game. It's very hard for me, but I also like can't sneak by anyone or like get resources without stealing. So it's a fun little conundrum.
My gripe with it, as I was saying earlier, is just I don't feel like the controls are intuitive. At the very least, they're not intuitive enough for me to feel like I'm having a good time when I'm fighting them. And this game is unrealistic. It is not this light and cheerful out at 5 in the morning.
Does it let you like customize your controls? Do you like would it or would it not help to change around what they are?
It's I've customized it to as much of an extent as I can, and it's hey, well, you know, where are you going? No, me sitting by a fire, it's less likely than you think.
I think that's a cookie place too, yeah.
You know, a cookie place where you get cookies. Spicy sauteed peppers!
Yes. I think you can like I don't know if it gives the same benefits, but you can probably mix like a pepper with an apple to do some actually I should look it up before giving you advice, but I know that you can do that. I just can't remember what the benefits are.
Okay.
But conserves more peppers, I guess. Cuz like I mean, I'm just talking about like mixing special with generic stuff.
Oh, if you hold the button down, sometimes things happen.
Woohoo.
Okay, but can I take the entire tree, though? Okay, so I can't carry. Well, I will have to find a solution. My thinking is purely just, I might need that for boat times, I think, maybe.
Alright. Oh, okay, you can do meat with the pepper to get also like meat or seafood, so like fish or meat.
Or seat, or me food, or sauce.
Mm-hmm.
One day, I will be funny. This is not that day.
Okay. Nobody's funny.
I mean, you right.
Like, these bokoblins can't understand any of us, and they don't think any of us are funny, except when we're dead. I don't know what their sense of humor is.
Death is hilarious.
Hee hee.
And let it be known, I thought to cut the tree down anyway. This was my own original idea, it just also happened to be the correct one. Is this bombable, or does it just look crusty? A memoir by me.
We can't ever be knowing.
This is true. It's illegal.
That's also true.
Can I climb without a perish? If it comes to bad houses, I can inhale a morshramb. Allegedly.
Mm-hmm.
Can I wangle a dangle on this angle? Oh.
I mean, is it possible to parachute off if you run out of stam?
Well, being as it is that I don't have the paraglider yet, I'm
You
gonna go with no.
Oh my god. Okay. In the basin. In the freaking bowl. Not just the opposite of a bowl. On the table.
Oh. Apparently the mushrooms don't restore stamina unless you cook them. Because nothing fucking works unless you cook it, apparently. Okay, well then. Gonna save just in case. Oh, wait, hang on a minute. What if I... Fast travel. Haha! Stonks. You can't beat me, nature. Though I realize that kind of has, like, the same energy as that, that Tumblr post that was, like... It's from One Time I Dreamt, where there was someone who... Like, they had a dream that the police were trying to arrest them, and like, you can't arrest me. Well, yes we can. No, you can't. Watch this. And then I woke up. Like, that's basically what just happened. It's okay, guys. I have a plan. And then the guy who has a plan has disconnected from the chat.
You know.
You know, you already know how it is. I thought maybe... Oh, wow. That's not a good zoom at all. Bad zoomies. Okay.
You got evil zoomies.
Yeah. Gotta run badly. Nyah. Oh. Mr. Oldman is back at his fire again. Well, you know what? Since I'm here, I will pretend to have learned my lesson and cook a mushroom or two. I'm assuming I can.
Yeah. I think like it's good to mix stuff with meat and it'll I mean like you can just cook stuff on its own, but I think you can like make multiple things that have it mean something if you have like a mushroom and a piece of meat together.
Do batwigs count as meat?
On a fire, I don't know if you can make meals on a fire.
Well, I tried.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because...
What about meat?
Do geese wings count as meat?
No, that's a monster part. I think it's like, it like has to be, you know, from killing a normal animal. So like you can catch fish in the water or get a deer or a bird or whatever.
But why would I do that when I could do not that?
Well, I guess that's your question to answer.
I'm honestly, y'all, I'm not even gonna fight you. I just wanted to steal your meat. There we go. I've successfully stolen some meat. And weirdly, oh no, it's the consequences of my actions.
Yes.
You really are still following me, huh? Well, we can't have that. Well, I mean, I suppose theoretically we could have that. It's just, oh, it's gone. There are no consequences. Now,
Alright.
can I stand in this water without dying, or like is the water too coldy freeze? Can I at least swim to that little island, or is it gonna be like, no, you will perish?
I'm not sure. It seems like it might be cold, but
Yep, it's cold. Well, we had to find out. So yeah, you can only cook something if it's in a cooking cook.
yeah, you have to have like the pot thing
Other,
to make a meal.
it'll cook differently if it knows it's not next to a fire, which is exactly how food works. I feel like that sounded angrier than intended. I'm not angry. I'm not angry. I'm just disappointed.
I'm not sure I understand what you're saying. If it knows it's
So
near a fire?
yeah, if you put a mushroom near a fire, that'll roast it. If you put a mushroom in a pot over a fire, then you're trying to cook me. I understand, and it cooks differently. You know, because that's exactly how food works.
Yeah, I presume it's like there's, I guess, some assumption that you're like stirring it and doing, and like, I don't know, maybe you have a spice there.
You're hashtag stirring the pot. I don't know what you just experienced, but it certainly was me.
I just like snorted.
You're welcome. Okay, now I have 7.5 minutes of, you can't coldy freeze me. Only I can coldy freeze myself. And wow, I'm walking on no stamina, and they still can't catch up.
7 minutes of level 1 cold, baby.
Nyahaha. Ooh, there's rocks. I will go to them and see what happens. Oh, that's something else that I completely forgot existed because of exactly my beef. I forgot that the music of this game is also very pretentious. Like, oh, we're just gonna tinkle on the piano and pretend that it's a masterpiece. Like, you could have worked a bit harder. But what do I know? I'm just some schmuck who doesn't like a game that isn't very good, in my opinion. I will drop it eventually.
It's okay.
I have started having more fun now that I have someone to bounce off, so, you know, now someone can hold me responsible for my negativity rather than just letting me spew it forth and with. And indeed fifth.
Good. I'm here to make your gameplay experience normal.
Your sacrifice is not in vain. Entirely not related to anything, but I was freshly reminded today of a thing I saw on Twitter where there's some people who are making a Sonic fan game, and they publicly released all of their like font assets and stuff and said, look, just go buck wild with them. And I know they had like a load of meme replies to it, and the only one that I remember is that they'd taken the level name Mecha Green Hill and just Mecha Gecka Hecka. Zone.
That's wild, though.
Oh, yeah. Oh, and in other news, I bought an iPad, so now I can make more music and not just the Stone Tower remix thing that I posted to my channel. Oh, it's over there!
Nice.
Why are you here?
Gonna use, like, GarageBand or whatever the one is on the iPads.
Yeah. It's like the only sort of music software that I've ever like worked with that is actually like intuitive, I guess. Because like I have tried other stuff. Oh,
Intuitive
good.
for like beginning, like starting out with software. I assume.
Yeah. For someone who's like I know very little about like music. Like I'm not a producer. I'm not any. You know, I only have myself to lean on. I see no god up here other than me. Yeah, so I have no experience as a as a digital music person, and I have very little experience as a classical musician because, like, I learned the violin, but it's been a long time. And, like, I have aphantasia, so I don't know what looks good until I see it, and similarly, I don't know what sounds good until I've heard it. And so, I've been improvising, but yeah.
That's fun.
So, GarageBand is basically... that has enabled me to, get my foot in something resembling a door. I'm still not good, but I'm making more progress than I otherwise might.
Easier to experiment.
Yeah.
That's good.
Of course, there is just a part of me that's just, like, finding an instrument and being like, oh my god, this is the one that they use in so-and-so piece of music. And I'm like, yeah. I have collected 3 separate turds.
A rock.
Isn't it wild how in Steven Universe, in Gem Society, the colour of a corundum can determine whether it's a disposable foot soldier or a very, very valuable future-seeing piece of society, even though it's just the same fucking rock, but just a different colour.
Oh, right, because, like, rubies and sapphires are the exact same gem.
Yeah. Ah! There was more than one boulder. I hadn't banked on that.
No.
And I know about the shield sledging. Nothing in this game is a surprise to me, except its actual lack of quality. What? Kenamut. It probably means something to someone. Anyway, let's go and solve An Poozle. That probably involves moving ice around. But it might not.
Poozle it.
Yeehaw! Cryonis, the secret third titan from Xenoblade Chronicles the Once.
There you go.
So here's a fun personal story from me. So, clearly, the reason why Italy won Eurovision this year is because when I reviewed their song, I had a wisdom tooth coming through. And then progress on that stopped for a while, and then it started again, and then it stopped again. Well, now I'm happy to report that my wisdom tooth is continuing to come through, and, everything's fine. It's not at a weird angle or anything.
And is Italy being affected?
I think the reason why they won is because the wisdom tooth chose their song to emerge upon.
I see.
I
Very
see,
good.
because
And
we've got the cryo power.
Ah!
Well, okay then. I had hoped to, God, there are some... Wow, there are some very demanding, like, you have to hold buttons in really...
Oh yeah, see, that's a thing that I have trouble with, is like...
At the moment, pixel hunting. But yeah, go on.
No, yeah, that's like something I have trouble with, which is just, I mean, a thing about this game, I assume, because some people just really like it, but I'm not good with, like, needing to keep track of 5 million buttons. I would prefer to have, like, 3 of them and mash them non-stop.
Yeah. But, like, also... Oh, you have to hold down the L button whilst using the left control stick to have a fantastic time. But then while you're doing that, you also have to press down on the second set of buttons that nobody ever uses in any other game ever. And somehow these things all come together to make cheese happen. I could combat cleverly, but again, the buttons are just not, like... They don't gel well enough to make me feel like it's worth my time to actually do combat the clever way. I'm just gotta run up, tank a bunch of damage, and hit it with a stick. The game doesn't incentivize me to care. Or maybe it tries to, but it certainly doesn't succeed. Oh, it's a shifty time. Or indeed a swifty time, depending on the season of the year.
You gotta get swifty with it.
Oh, but of course, take a shit on the floor. I've not seen much Rick and Morty, and it's been a long time. And I seem to recall that you have opinions about it as well, but I'm not going to press you for them, if, indeed, 59.
Oh, that's from Rick and Morty. Yes, that is me realizing that the thing that I said was from a show.
Well, congratulations.
And that's the extent of my opinions.
Valid. I feel like there should be a chest in here somewhere. Oh my god, a seesaw! It's eel pee!
Now hang on a second.
But yeah, I think some of the monks are, like, names of developers and stuff. I think some of them are, like, puns or something. I think some of them might even be references. I don't know. Well, I had a feeling there was a chest in there. I was going to go back and look for it after I sort of locked in the fact that I'd finished the business. Though technically speaking...
I think all of them have, like, a secret chest. What?
I seem to recall there was either one or two in every single shrine or something like that, but I don't remember because I don't quite care enough. But, what is at any point to stop me from just coming in, getting the rune, and then just peacing out again? Like, does the game have any way of preventing me from doing that?
I think the I feel like the guy wanted you to do the shrines. And since these are like the only shrines where you get sort of your big essential runes, you gotta do them. But in other shrines, like, they don't tend to give you essential game things, and also you don't have to complete them unless, except for, I don't know, maybe a few like story important ones or...
I seem to recall there being one in the Gerudo area where the only reason why you can't do it is because... Oh, there we go. Because there's just... One of them has just sort of passed out on the contactless payment button. It's like, you can't come in here because I'm dying. Like, how dare you die? It's a bit rude.
Dare you die in my way?
All these fucking sticks.
Every stick has a purpose.
That's so profound.
Thank you. I've only ever said profound things in my whole life.
Also, if it ever looks like I start running in a weird direction, it's because every now and then my TV just keeps going blank. So I'm just having to guess what's going on.
Oh no.
I think it's just because it only really lets me see what's going on when the Elgato is plugged into it properly, and it might just be, like, the Elgato every now and then is like, today I will not. I don't know, it's probably a cable thing.
I have a thing with, like, so I use a laptop and then I have a second monitor, and So there's like an HDMI running from my laptop to the monitor, and the monitor will sometimes just go black for a few seconds. Like it'll have episodes kind of doing that really frequently. And I've tried different cables and I've tried different things, and it seems like the problem is with my laptop or with like the port in my laptop or something, because when I plug this same monitor into like my Switch, it's completely fine.
So the problem isn't you the whole time. That's a good variable to remove.
The problem isn't me the whole time, it isn't the monitor, it isn't the cord, it isn't the monitor's ports, it's the laptop port. Or
It's not
something
the
with a
monitor
laptop.
sports.
The monitor sports.
But why on earth would they put the jump button exactly opposite of the run button? Oh, it's a dead boy. Well, I certainly didn't order one of those. Much less a Dead Boy Advance. Nintendo Dead S. I don't even know where I'm going. I'm just going for a meander. I'm walking through nature. Can Link die of insomnia?
Everybody's got a meander sometimes.
What do you take me for? Some sort of Neanderthal?
Psh.
Wait. Once upon a time, I had to eat curry in order to stand here. Now look at me. I have a coat.
Well, that's very nice for you, isn't it?
Sounds like someone still needs curry. That's given me an idea for a terrible like D&D item, where like it's a jacket, and if you wear it, your dexterity goes up, your proficiency with weapons goes up, and like it's made of severed limbs, but like these are the sacrifices we make, and it's a coat of arms.
Very, very good. Very good. Hate that.
You're welcome.
You got a shiny bat after you.
Oh yeah, I've got an entire conga line of followers. TFW Link has more followers than me.
I mean, that's just proof that you need to get out into the woods and see what'll chase you.
Yeah, it's like that tweet that I keep seeing on Instagram every now and then. But, start your weekend off right. Run off into the woods with no intention of returning.
Yes.
Oh, I think it's the three brothers I saw earlier.
Oh.
Bolder of you to assume. Okay, I'm not gonna decorate the kitchen.
Boulder?
It's a nice boulder. You know, if Donkey from Shrek was played by Donald Trump. Nice and cursed, just how we like it.
That's how we go.
In the words of Katy Perry, this is how we do.
Yes.
Oh, well, I'm down here now. That's fine. So I still need to find the bomb place and the place that has something to do with time.
Yes.
I'll bumble into them, it'll be fine.
It's a good time, it's chill.
Yeah, it's an open world game. The whole point is to wander around aimlessly. It feels wrong to be in this, like, open, grassy area, and there's nothing nearby apart from enemies. Like, where the Pokemans at?
Right.
I want to fist fight a Bronzong.
I want to catch one.
That's probably the better option.
Gotta make pals, gotta make friends, gotta make friends. It's Pokemon. I like
Oh, yeah,
Pokemon. It's
I
very
s-
nice. What?
I saw the news about the new Pokemon game.
Oh, I've heard like fringes of some of it. I haven't been like keeping up as much as I should. But is it like the Arceus one or the?
Yeah. I think there's been a bit of news
Nice.
about both, but yeah, I've seen. Yeah, they've added. They're adding more new Pokemons, and okay, I said this on the "You're not cool enough to hang with us" Discord server, but oh, it's okay, Joth. You're one of the cool kids. You are part of said server. I said like, okay, so we've established that it's a sequel that's a prequel, and it's set in Sinnoh. But we're just gonna change the name for no particular reason? Like,
Yeah, I think it's. I guess it's like to to not have people have to say like ancient Sinnoh or something. But I also like I don't know why it would need to have a different name.
yeah.
Sui.
As
I
previously joked, it's, you know, it's a bear and a bird. It's Kanto Hisui.
Right. It's also interesting. Like, I wonder if it'll ever come up kind of in the anime, because obviously they can't just like go to Hisui because it's in. Well, no, maybe they could. I don't know. Maybe
They
they'll
could
just
ask
do a
the
whole
Onion
fucking
Fairy.
season. Yeah, maybe they'll just do a whole season where they're like, oh god, Celebi fucked up.
Celebi sneezed, and now time is everywhere.
They're full on are just like a few different episodes where they're just like, all right, we're gonna just time travel for a whole episode. And it's usually Celebi's fault, but not always. Sometimes it's just random things.
Yeah, sometimes the quadratic formula has an episode, and then next thing you know, you're in space at a different time.
Sometimes you pick up. Sometimes you pick up a necklace off the train tracks, and it's someone's necklace that they'd lost 40 years ago, and you're like, whoa, and then you're in the past.
Sometimes you go into the woods and you give a kid your sandwich, but you were that kid. I think that is basically the plot of one of the Celebi things, but I couldn't swear to it.
I cannot remember well enough. I know that there's one that's in Alola that's actually really cute, where it's like Ash goes back in time for a bit and talks to like the regional professor as a kid, but he doesn't know. And like then there's like a counterpart episode, so they have like a whole episode where it's like Ash goes back in time, blah blah blah, and then they have a counterpart episode that's in the present that's like all of the Pokemon like trying to find him. Because he's just vanished for like a day, and they're like running around, and the narrator is actually like voicing them. It's cute. He's like talking at the same time as them and being like, "Hey guys, we gotta go do this," as they're making their sounds. It's cute.
I thought
I
I
like
was
Pokemon.
just there at that one, but evidently not.
Oh no.
I didn't realize you could visibly see the shrines. I thought it would just give me a beep boop scrunkly punk, and then there you go, it's on your map now. And it didn't, and I'm smad.
Sorry for squeakage. And wait, oh no, yeah, they're not like warp points. They're just map markers, right? Hello.
Yeah.
Hello?
We have Abercrombie and Fitch, and by that I mean Lozzie is here.
In her new house? Really good internet.
You're at home?
I think the
What do
benefit
you
to
mean
the
I'm
map.
at home?
Are you not?
I think the benefit to the map marker thing is more just like if you can see something in the distance, but you also don't have a good sense of distance in the game, you can like you don't have to try and figure out where it is on your map and lose track of it because you went behind a mountain or something.
And that's basically what's
And just like always have that kind of beacon, yeah.
I just figured that the tower would just automatically put them on my map for me.
It would be nice to warp a warp.
But nope. Anywho, how it be?
The Pope has foiled me once again.
Hope has foiled me too sometimes.
Nope, said the Pope, and he went home.
So yeah, I went to a zoo today, just on a whim, and I got to stroke a baby skunk.
I saw the pictures on your mother's Facebook.
Yeah, she
Well,
do.
not of skunk.
She do be posting.
I'm a Hex be out here posting that living your best life, yo.
Hubba Dubba Muck Park.
Woohoo!
It's a strange thing to be breathless about, but go on, Queen. Jabige!
What?
Hit 'em.
Hit 'em, Fergie, or whatever the vernacular is.
All the time I turn around, always they all gather around, always looking at me up and down, looking at my I don't.
I've never heard the original. I've only heard the version where it's that video of a Shiba Inu in a car, and so it cuts off right at the end. So I was looking at my so that's the only version I know. So
And then there's the version where it ends as a Waluigi. Wah!
wah.
I was looking at me up and down, looking at my wah!
If you think about it, Lazy Town is just the adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog versus Waluigi.
If you think about it, that's it. I don't know what to say anymore. I am tired and loopy. I literally spent all of yesterday moving stuff into the house.
And now you're gonna move stuff out of the house just to get some cardio in.
No, I'd been at work today, so I've just been feeling very, very sleepy.
I just blew myself up because I didn't realize quite how aggressive the blast radius was.
It do be like that sometimes.
Oh, it do. And indeed it did. Okay, I really do feel like the drop and throw buttons should be the other way around. But whatever.
Change them, probably.
Really? Would this game really have the foresight?
Isn't that a thing? I thought that you had changed controls.
Well, you can change. You can swap the jump and cancel buttons, and you can swap the inverted or notness of the
Oh wow! I thought they had. Okay.
total customization. You should be so lucky.
I literally... I have no idea, because I am not familiar with this game in the slightest.
You're missing nothing
the
of
only
substance.
Well, literally, the only time I've ever seen this game before now was watching my sister dick about in it. Like, and I don't mean... Basically, just sort of run around, do anything that is not story progress.
Well, bold of you to assume this game has a story. It's just, hey, you could go anywhere. Okay. Why would I want to, though? You could go anywhere.
It wasn't me who assumed
I mean, that's
that
appealing to some people, though.
It isn't me that assumed it had a story, though.
Oh.
As I do not play The Legend of Zeldas.
The Legend of Zelda. One thing that I've found in hindsight is that, oh, it's this business, is that, I think both you and Mama Hex would have enjoyed my coverage of Ocarina of Time Master Quest more if I had actually placed emphasis on the story. Again. And the only reason why I didn't is because, well, it's Master Quest. If you're watching this, you probably already know the story. And then I'm like, well, I should have taken into consideration that other people may or may not in fact exist. So, happy existence.
Yay. Also, Stardew Valley looks like it has an interesting story. Or I don't know. Like, the videos I've watched of it make it seem like there's a story, but I'm not entirely sure.
It's like...
It has it has kind of like you can pursue storylines. There is kind of like a main one, but finishing it doesn't like end the game or anything. But it's like, I mean, it's a game kind of with storylines happening that you can like invest into in order to progress.
So it's sort of kind of like
And
how,
you're allowed to be evil.
kind of like how with like Animal Crossing, especially Wild World, there was stories in it, but you could also just completely ignore them and still have a time.
I would say like Stardew Valley has at least a little bit more of like an overarching story that you can
Definitely.
develop. But yeah, no, for sure, like especially with the smaller things, there's that. There's like, developing your relationship with like characters who are around, or like developing, seeing more of, I guess like that's kind of one of the main things. And then the like main story thing is going, yeah.
I forget. Do they let you marry in a gay sort of way?
Yeah, you can do whatever.
Inclusivity win!
Yeah.
Hey. Because I
Yeah,
think
there's 10 people you can marry.
there's 12.
Oh, 12. Okay. My bad.
Well, I don't know if they added like 2 extras in an update or what.
I could totally have just been mistaken. I was thinking 5 and 5. It might be just been 6 and 6.
Yeah, it's 6 and 6, yeah.
But yeah, it's a nice time. You can marry whatever you want.
You can have an undefined number of children.
You
can have- I was like, in the videos I've been watching, it says that you can only have 2, a boy and a girl, and then it just sort of stops you from having children.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I feel like I've
Hanky
seen a
panky
max.
ban.
I feel like I've seen a max of 2, and I know that haven't they also updated it so that like you can not marry but just like live with the sewer shadow thing
I don't know.
that I love.
Krobus.
Grobus.
My deep dive into the Stardew Valley video hunt before I purchased game hasn't brought me that far.
Krobant.
I mean it's like pretty, I don't know, it's a nice game. I personally am not like, I haven't found the like characters super compelling. I think different people feel differently, and like some people really really like it, so I think that's totally fair. I haven't found like the characterization of characters super compelling, so like diving into relationships and story things was like kind of the last thing that I spent any time on. I've like been advancing my farm and making it like super efficient and everything, and and getting a bunch of animals and things, and then I'm like, oh, there's people, and I've only befriended like 2 people because there's only a few people that I have any interest in.
I feel like with me that would be kind of the opposite, which kind of defeats the point of a farming simulator, but
I mean, that's totally fair though. A lot of people really like the relationship developments, and that's good. They've got like different little events for it. They've got a bunch of, I think like pretty much everybody has at least a couple of different like events that happen when you have them at higher friendship levels that are like getting to know them better stuff. So it's nice.
I know that there's a mod for the PC version, and I don't know how to install it because I'm too lazy
There's
to
a
find out.
billion mods.
And it all it does is everyone's a furry now, and I'm like, yes, that is the straw that will break the camel's back that will make me care about these people. I'm not even exaggerating. Because, like, the thing is, my most recent Stardew Valley stream, which I think was the last 2 weeks of my second winter, I still haven't actually rewatched that stream, because usually every stream I do, I watch it back afterwards. And that one I haven't, because I keep thinking, right, I'm going to wait until I'm about to stream Stardew Valley again, and I'll watch that and it'll refresh my memory. But, never actually planning on going back to Stardew Valley. Just because I don't feel like there's anything I can add to it anymore. You know, I've streamed it. I've spent too much time away from it.
Did you get married?
No.
I might stream Stardew Valley when I eventually get it. I don't know yet.
Yeah, because
Nice.
I'd be okay with streaming if it was like a multiplayer thing with a couple of us.
You can multiplayer.
Is there a limit to how many people could be on one multiplayer thing? Or
I want to say it's 4.
oh well.
I want to say it's 4 because like the 4 corners like farm layout is like ideal for multiplayer.
I thought it was 2. Is the reason why I mentioned.
No, yeah, it's 4, and I think it's like the setup is that they're like, I think there has to be a server owner. It's not like a thing in Minecraft where you can just kind of make a thing like be hosted externally and let anyone like open it. I think for this one it has to be like there has to be a host person, and then like that person has to be in for other people to log in. I could be wrong. There could be other ways to do it, but that's my understanding. Oh, what damn.
Oh, that's the pun.
Is it?
Oh, a damn shrine.
Oh, what damn shrine.
Or maybe the joke is, oh, a Stasis.
Or oh, what a dope I am. Shrine.
And now I have the power of stop.
Stop.
In the name of... I don't know if that's actually a... Is
Broccoli.
that... Broccoli?
Stop in the name of broccoli, yeah!
Ah!
Cleans up the impossible.
Okay.
Gear.
Now surely, because the whole thing is like, oh, it stores kinetic energy, and there is something that's compelling that gear to continue rotating. That means that by the game's own internal logic, when it comes out of stasis, it should be like dick speed, because it's been storing kinetic energy.
That's actually a good point. Yeah.
0 out of 10, unrealistic.
There are a lot of really fun physics things in this game though that I've seen people have fun with. I think I saw like one thing where somebody, I can't remember what they were connecting, but they needed to get electricity from a thing, and so they laid out a bunch of metal weapons along the floor, and got it to actually connect electricity from one thing to another to get a thing to happen.
Well, if the shoe fits. I bet this won't work the way I want it to.
But yeah, I think the momentum thing, as someone has said in chat, is like only if you are acting on it, or like.
But it doesn't. That doesn't make sense, because it's like the idea is if it's receiving, and it is receiving. Like, you've not applied the stop time to gravity, or to the mechanism, or the mecha gecka hecka.
It only likes you. Don't worry about it. Ah, ham. Want some freaking ham?
I wish to dispose of branch.
I think you can drop it. Is there not an option to drop it?
Yeah, there is. Girl, bye. Well, that worked. I have seen, admittedly, some, like, impressive trick shots that people have done using the stasis and whatnot.
Yeah, and also, like, just destroying themselves.
Surfing on a tree across the continuum.
God, I love that.
Well, I've collected 4
I am
balls.
just... Hooray! So... I was not going to finish that sentence.
Why?
'Cause I think we all know where this is going. And we're in polite company.
Like the ancient Greek warrior Testicles?
Yes, we are in private? Polite company. And by that I mean Joth. You are polite company to me because you are the voice of reason in our group of friends.
And I'm polite.
Because Tess and Alex be out here simping for each other. I be out here simping for Heather, and then there's you who's like the voice of reason. I need sleep.
I'm complicated. I can't be simping.
In fact, you're comping.
Ooh!
Because complex as opposed to simple. Why is it, by the way, that simple is the opposite of complex? And like, why is it not simplex or comple? Bearing in mind, and I know this simply because I have a GCSE in science and a separate one in additional science, so I know my onions vis-a-vis biology, and not from personal experience, that there's herpes, is it herpes or syphilis? Simplex and complex. So, like, why isn't everything like that?
I'm gonna assume because it's the English language that they just come from completely different fucking sources, but I'm gonna look up the etymology.
Okay. Tell me the secrets of syphilis and or the other one.
Okay, so simple is just from Latin simplus, went to simple, and then, but for complex, it also comes from Latin, but in Latin there was complexter and there was complexus. So it became complexus, and then French also had complex, which I guess probably also came from the Latin, and then we got complex, but without the E stuck to the end. So it's just because the Latin one had an so they both had like a US on the end in Latin. It was like simplus and complexus, and then we dropped the US on both of them, and so it was complex and simple.
Isn't that your country's foreign policy anyway? Drop the US on them?
How are you
Everyone
meant to-
else's policy towards us. Drop the US. Fuck them, please. Get them out of here.
How are you meant to pronounce this? Husi? Haisui? I can't pronounce this.
Hisui? Which, if
I just put in a screenshot of a thing because you were asking why it was called Firewater, and I don't think it's called Firewater.
Okay, it
It's
probably...
called Jade Arcane.
Jade and Arcane, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Just because, like, my understanding is, like, he can mean fire and sui can mean water, so hisui, firewater.
No, I think so. It's like
I'm guessing they're using different kanji that just happen to be pronounced that way to mean...
it's actually, it looks like they've given the actual name in katakana and not kanji, which is a thing that I've also noticed about a lot of like characters' names in Pokemon. Like they're only given in katakana and not kanji, which is strange. I don't know if that's like normal of Japanese fictional characters or what, or if it's just like in Pokemon, but I was like looking at that the other day. But
See, I had a feeling I was looking for the Temple of Time, by the way. Just I didn't know if it wanted me to be any more specific than that, because like clearly this line would not intersect over here. They would not cross that far. That's not very, you know. Again, this is a fan game. It's not a... See, I thought maybe it's going to be that cave down there, you know? Anyway, carry on.
And then this etymology points out that the second one, the arcane meaning. So like the word Hisui can be spelled in if like with a couple of different things, and one of them means jade and one of them means arcane. And apparently the second one is also is like similar or synonymous to Sinnoh's name origin, which was it's what is it based on again? Wait. Hokkaido.
I should probably sleep.
Oh, do that.
Okay. I mean, I'm not overly familiar with the Breath of the Wild stuff, so I can't really provide any entertaining commentary. I am very tired. So, I shall see you in the next thing.
Okay.
Have a good night.
Bye-bye.
Okay, bye.
No, I want to look up Hokkaido kanji.
If memory serves, it means North Sea Road. And there was this running joke in my Japanese class back in the day where I don't remember what started it, but we ended up deciding, nope, it actually stands for North Sea, Texas.
Oh, you know.
You already know who it is. Now, is there a sensible way to get up to the rafters of the church? Or is it Jennifer Brenning?
I'm not sure. I don't remember shit.
I mean, mood, but
I haven't played this game in a while.
I just bonked a fool using the power of hammer.
Wah, 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 wah.
Oh, it's pottery.
Pottery?
Okay, a further dumbness. When it's like the game's like, oh, press the R button to throw things. It actually makes a distinction between R and ZR as buttons, which I know that sounds like a really sort of petty thing for me to pull it up on, but to me it seems like if you're gonna say.
I think it's because like in this game they are different controls, like because there's just so many controls and they don't want you to like if you try to do a different thing, you know, that does actually take ZR.
But if you're gonna tell me the shoulder button on the right is for throwing things, and I press the wrong of the two shoulder buttons, like, really? You're really gonna do me like that?
Eh.
This doesn't feel right. But here we are
Did
anyway.
Did you do all four of the other things?
Yeah.
Alright.
And now I'm just sort of hardcore parkour scaling a dilapidated church.
Yeah, I think you gotta be up there. I think that's right.
Oh, yeah, I gotta be up here, but I don't know if I came up here the right way.
Well, I think it's intentional that there's maybe multiple ways.
Well done.
Yes, come on, old man. Reveal to me that you are in fact dead the entire time.
The time has come to show you who I truly am. I was King
Laughs at you like the old lady in Celeste.
I was the last leader of
I
my
remember that reference.
a kingdom which no longer exists.
King Roam.
The great calamity
I've
was
never been to
merciless.
Roam.
It devastated.
How many times do we gotta talk to a king of a kingdom that no longer exists?
It was then that my life was taken.
Well, you never get to see him in
and since
Ocarina
that
of Time,
time,
but
here
there
I
was
have remained
Egos
enslaved.
Duikana in Majora's
I did not
Mask.
think it wise to
There was-
Obsessed with this-
while your memory was
Sorry?
fragile.
There was Happy
So rather
Friendo,
than
who
that,
secretly his
I thought
persona
it
was a
best to
boat
assume
in Wind Waker.
temporary form.
That's the one I remember.
I think Muto in
I think you
Phantom
are now
Hourglass.
ready to
Oh
hear what
yeah.
The dead Zora Queen in Twilight Princess, if she counts, except her kingdom still exists. It's just her that's dead.
To know Calamity Ganon's true form, one must know the
This
story.
I love this dude's like
The Demon King was
cloak
born into this
and
kingdom,
beard
but his
blowing in
transformation
wind,
into malice
but his
created
body,
sorrow
like
in
legs
now.
and arms, being like very, very still.
Stories of Ganon were passed
Well,
from
that's my
generation to
aesthetic.
generation in the
Keep
form
Fleur
of
to be
legends and
dramatic,
fairy
though.
tales. But there was also
In the wind that can't touch you.
prophecy. The signs of
I'm
the
looking at this
resurrection of
tapestry
Calamity
mural,
Ganon
whatever, as
are
well. The thing on the left that's supposed to be Zelda reaching an arm forwards and being like, Pya. It looks more like just the profile face of like an old man who's just going
decided to heed prophecy
at
and
Ganon.
began excavating large areas of
Is it?
It wasn't long before we discovered several
Okay,
I
so
didn't get the like with the small eye like that.
we need a young hero to stab him with a sword while an old man blows him from behind.
These relics
Now hang on.
beasts were giant machines piloted by warriors. We also found the Guardians, an army.
Now,
of
the Guardians are another thing that they basically stand for this game's sort of everything, and I don't like them. Again, it seems like it's a fan creation where the fan is like, they've always been canon, and like they haven't, and they're not even that well designed. But yeah, there's the old man blowing again.
And her appointed knight chose
I don't really see it that much.
Like the white is like hair and beard, and then the skin is skin.
I mean, I kind of understand what you're saying, but like it still looks more like just because like the skin is only with the arms and head.
It was clear that we
It's-
must follow our ancestors' path.
It's just, it would be strange if it was just a face.
We selected 4 skilled
Strange shape.
individuals from across Hyrule and tasked them with the duty of piloting the divine beasts. With the princess
Yes,
as
we
their
discovered
commander,
the divine
these
beasts,
pilots
and
champions
in order to pilot them, we asked each of the neighboring races for their hottest person. Only 2 of them actually understood the
princess, our
assignment.
appointed knight, and the rest of the champions were on the brink of sealing away Ganon.
Kidding me? They're all very nice. They're all very nice looking.
Ganon was cunning, and he responded with
Yeah,
a
but,
plan
like-
beyond our imagining.
Rivali's cute, and then in the present day, Sidon is cute, and then that's it. That's all you get. Like,
You're just a fucking furry.
well, yes. Like, Mifa is cute in the traditional sense, but not the fun way.
Appeared from deep below Hyrule Castle.
Oh sure, yeah.
Control of the Guardians and the divine beasts.
Aesthetic cute rather than spiritual cute, as opposed to
I'm like-
meat cute, where the beef is
cuteness
nice.
of meat.
Yeah.
The appointed knight, great
Yeah, I don't actually have like strong opinions on this. I don't like have physical
the kingdom of Hyrule was devastated absolutely by Calamity.
aesthetic attraction in that sense. I'm just,
A big same, to be fair.
I just think they're nice.
I just think they're
The
neat.
Fun designs.
To face Ganon alone.
And I'm grateful to you for saying words at that time, because otherwise I was about to go, like, I was being like, oh, not the Urbosa erasure, and I was about to say, I don't like women. No, I don't like humans, is what I had meant to say. It's like that time in Wind Waker Randomizer where I was saying something in Japanese, and I caught myself just before accusing Alex of having a piss fetish, if memory serves.
That's fun.
Don't ask how I know these words in
Protected her
Japanese.
right up to the very end. That
The serious answer
Yeah,
is just
okay.
because I have studied language. It's what I do.
you fought valiantly.
I am an innocent uwu bean, and this is no word of a lie.
and
I'm
then
about to go back into taking French after 2 years of not taking French, so that's going to be interesting.
revitalized 100
I've
years
been
later.
learning Russian.
The words of guidance you have been
Well,
hearing
I should get
since
back
your
into that
awakening
also.
from Princess
Yeah.
Zelda herself. Even now,
It's good language.
as she works to
It's
restrain
like
Ganon from within
most of the
Hyrule's
time
castle,
it's useful
she
knowledge,
calls
but then
out for your
sometimes
help.
Duolingo throws me a curveball, and now I know how to say, what does your horse think, in Russian,
Once
so
that happens,
if you ever need me to ask you the opinions of your horses,
and
I'll be
nothing
there.
will
Thank
stop
you.
him from
Thank you.
consuming
I'll keep that in my corner.
Considering that I couldn't say
Yeah,
it,
it's
I have no right to ask
it's
for
good. The only thing, like, I just like the only knowledge I keep forever on it is like is like I know the alphabet. Like I can read things phonetically, but I don't remember what things mean a lot.
That's
Somehow, Ganon has maintained
that's sort of the major extent of my understanding, but I'm starting to sneak into the grammar and the words, but mostly,
Nice.
yeah, I could, like, I'm starting to collect alphabets, because I can read Cyrillic, kind of, I can read,
Nice.
I can read kanji, it's more of a crapshoot, and
Follow the road.
I reblogged a thing on Tumblr the other week that was how to read Hangul, and I intend to actually absorb that at some point. I just haven't got around to it yet because I'm lazy.
Nice. I was learning a little bit about I was learning a little bit of Hebrew too, and like learning that alphabet, which is interesting because it's like
A load of funky
kind
squares.
of it's like all consonants, except for like two letters, which are not really vowels. They're just like blank things that can take an additional vowel sound. I don't know if I'm explaining to you a thing you already know.
I'm not familiar with the Hebrew alphabet, so I will take this knowledge.
Yes. So, well, in that case, no, yeah, it's like all of basically all of the letters are consonants, and then there are these like I think just in for the most part, like when it's being written normally, you just kind of have to know what the vowel sounds are. So it's like if the letter is R, it might be like any sort of vowel. You know, it might be like ra or re or you know whatever. But like if you see you know, I don't know whatever. If you see like I mean, if you see like the consonants like RT, you know that could mean like ruto, but you would have to know those like the sounds from like the context, from like knowing the language. But then there's like I don't know if they were a thing like made more in modern times or not, but there are these like these I think diacritics. There are these little like accent things that get added to usually the bottom of the letters to like indicate what vowel sounds they are that can like help you out that aren't actually necessary for writing the language, but they're good for like if you don't know it. And so and those indicate like specific vowel sounds attached to the consonants. And then for like the blank ones, that's if you need to do like a vowel sound, I guess, at the beginning of a word, or like two vowel sounds in a row. So like one of them is attached to the consonant, and then one of them is afterward in the blank one. Does that make sense? I don't know if I'm making sense.
Yeah, I mean, I'm familiar with diacritics in like as a general concept. So
Right, but just like in general, yeah. But like all of the letters, all the actual letters are consonants, and then
sounds kind of like
or silent.
there's that like alphabet thingy that's basically doctor handwriting.
That's yeah. I think I've heard since then that is like not like as legitimate. Like you actually should be writing things solidly because not everyone can
Decode the fucking
yeah, and you definitely want to be reading the correct drugs when you are giving someone important drugs.
I have a related story, funnily enough.
Oh, what
So,
you got?
2 days in a row now, and both times I've not actually picked up the call, but I've received a phone call. And in both cases, hi, buddy, you're large and made of stone. I was called by an 0300 number, because like, we have area codes over here as well, and like, it doesn't explicitly indicate who the fresh hell is calling. It's just some random business number. And
Right.
And so I'm like, well, who the fuck is this? And so yesterday when they called me, I just didn't answer. And today I wasn't in the room when they called. And both times they left a voicemail, which is like, oh, well, if it's a spam caller, they're probably not going to leave a voicemail, so...
Right.
And it's allegedly, well, it is the NHS, which I translate that for you, but there isn't an equivalent in American. And
I see.
the point is, I could not understand a fucking word they were saying. I heard,
Oh no.
my name, vaccination. Well, I've had my first one, but not my second one yet, and I don't know what you're trying to communicate to me. And
Oh god. Do you have your second one scheduled? Is it like
Yeah.
maybe trying to verify your appointment?
well, it's supposed to not be until September.
Wait, how Oh, did you have your first one like really recently?
It was July, I think, and this was before they updated, like, oh, it's so-and-so time. I don't know. So I'm assuming they're probably getting in touch with me about, like, oh, you could make it be sooner if you want, and
Yeah, how far apart are you taking? What vaccination are you getting?
I think it was Pfizer?
Okay, that's supposed to be 3 weeks apart.
Well,
I don't know if they like changed things, but that's weird. I had Pfizer and they were both in April. I took one it was like April 7th and 28th.
well then.
Yeah, that's a little weird. Hopefully fine. I mean, I assume if you scheduled both at once or something, they knew what they were doing, so.
Yeah, like literally, they were both scheduled like at the same time. It was literally, oh, are you going to be available on this date? Cool. Okay, are you going to be available on this date? Okay, cool. And then they were both locked in. And yeah, I have no idea what they're trying to tell me now. Like, is it, it's cancelled, it's been moved, it's been changed? I don't know. And my...
Okay, it says up to 40 days between doses is permissible when a delay is unavoidable.
like
Sorry, go ahead.
Like, my fear is, like, if I say, oh, I actually can't understand a fucking word you're saying, wow, that's bad, by the way. Like, so as previously stated, I'm having to get a running start, pressing, like, the X button to jump while holding the B button to run. And
It's a lot of buttons.
he does a jump attack in between because I hit the Y button in between. And that time I sigh because it really feels like you're just supposed to hold the button to do the glider and then release the button to let go, and no, you have to press a separate... This game is not intuitive, the controls are terrible.
Yeah, there's a lot happening. I've
That
never had
time I pressed the X button to let go, and again, it didn't do.
Oh.
So I've tried everything that makes sense, so now we just need to start pressing buttons that don't make sense. Anyway, my worry is if I say, I can't understand whatever the hell you've been trying to communicate to me, are they going to turn around and go, oh, you don't understand so-and-so's accent? That must mean that you're racist because you're trying to advocate for accent supremacy. And like, no, I just want to know what the hell I'm doing with my life.
I don't think people normally think like that. And also, I have like huge problems with like understanding anything via an accent, so...
Thank you, Hardy. I figured that out now, but once again, not intuitive. Carry on. Why does he lose so much air at the beginning there? Yeah, but yeah, there is nothing about, oh, press the B button. Oh, so you press X to bring it out. You don't have to hold it, even though it feels like you should. Ay. Yoy. Anyway, yeah, accents, difficulty, sheepless.
Yeah, no, I don't think that anyone's gonna. I mean, if someone is, I don't know, it could make someone feel bad, but like, you do need that information, and if you're nice about it, like, if you can't understand them, you can't understand them.
It's frustrating because I feel bad because like it's somehow a failing on my part, and like, well, clearly it's not. Just that they've just presumed too much, and like.
It's not. It's just people are sending you a thing that you can't understand, you're allowed to ask for clarification.
Well, Hardy, I'm doing a little bit of exploring the outside world. It's just... By the way, can I get some insight into how the hell I'm supposed to get over there then? Because, like, you would have thought, just jump and use the glider. But Link just loses 50 years of air the moment he gets off the ground.
I'm not sure, because I haven't, like, gotten it, but I would assume, like, you could be as high as you can. Can you, just doing it from the shrine not help?
I guess I can try.
No, I mean, like, not necessarily as far back, but, like, but just, like, the highest level of floor.
You would have thought. Yeah, but
Up
I
the stairs.
just end up landing on the fucking... Like, this is... not good. Like, there's probably nothing of particular value in that chest anyway, but just it's the principle of the thing.
I'm sure there's probably like some different piece of puzzle. Like a lot of them are a little bit roundabout, a little bit like, you know, there's just different puzzle happen.
And the number of times directly from the launching point, so like here, or like all the way over there. Like, I could try to get a running start.
Oh,
but, like,
is it like from the wind? From like from where you start off with the wind, like go straight to the chest. You know?
well,
From the place where you hop into the wind.
maybe, but
I think that's probably what they're talking about, but like
well, I don't know if I... That's another thing. I keep pressing the R button, expecting that to swap between tabs here, and it does, but just not the tabs I'm trying to swap between. Anyway,
Oh, you got it. Okay.
yeah, I don't think I got there the way that was intended, but I got there.
Well, very good. I am to the viewers at home on a delay, whereas Tess is not for visuals, I believe.
Yes. So anyway, this game... I think the main takeaway from this, because I'm going to wrap up soon, because I've finished the Great Plateau, and I said that would be my stopping point. And again, I feel like I'm being rude by like, okay, well, stream's over, bye, fuckers. Like, that's not my intention.
No, it's all good.
Like, I do at least feel justified in holding the opinions I hold about this game, because like I've seen, I've watched a 100% Let's Play. I know how it be, and I was correct in my assessment that I don't like this game. And
You're allowed to dislike a game.
Yeah, and I will continue to take my like very forceful stance that, in my personal opinion, it's the worst Zelda game because it's the worst at being a Zelda game, in my opinion. Which is like the important part that people are going to overlook. But of course, me being negative about this is just going to instantly... Okay! I just turned up and it's like, side quest, Xenoblade Chronicles 2, go and play a better game. Yeah, I gave this game the fair shake I promised, and it's just, I don't see how someone can look at this game and sincerely go, oh yeah, 10 out of 10, best game ever. I'm like, no.
I think people like, but not for the same reasons that they like Zeldas. And you like and want a Zelda, so you're not allowed to not like this.
Yeah, and
I don't have a fun time with it.
it's frustrating as well that, like, they've decided this is what a new normal Zelda game should be like. Like, wow, so everything that the format is built on, so dungeons and items...
I thought it was just that they, like, had a couple of... that they like, were making more based on this because they like it, but that's just, like, this particular spin-off, like, set. And not, like, not like all Zelda games ever. But I don't know.
Harty really wants me to jump off the bridge.
I don't remember anything about that, but I'd love to see whatever happens when you jump off the bridge.
My prediction is that there's a Korok seed down there or something. And, what if I didn't?
That seems...
Instead, I'm using the power of Coldy Freeze to cross a river. Well, my reasoning is I saw something vaguely tower-shaped over there, and I'm going to check it out. And if and when I get there and things are happy, I'll come back and give that a go. And then I will end the stream by throwing myself off a bridge and ending my suffering. I think that seems quite fitting, actually.
Alright.
But don't make it seem like I'm being like, hey, go away, I'm salty MacGuffins.
You're good. You don't have to justify yourself ending your own goddamn stream.
I really thought you were going to say life, and I'd be like, oh, worm?
You do have to. There's no justification for that. Don't do that.
Aww. See, okay, that's going to sound really insensitive. This is coming from an angle of someone who has had issues pertaining to, you know...
No, I understand.
That whole side of business. I use humor as a coping mechanism, but yes, I'm not advocating for other people to do that to themselves. I'm just advocating for me to do that to myself.
I'm also not. Don't advocate for doing it to you.
I was gonna go "Aw" again, but the conversation's going in circles vis-a-vis my dark humor.
Yes.
And by I mean,
torch.
is it even dark humor, or is it just me hanging a Deadpool-shaped lampshade on my own depression?
I have no idea. I don't have a humor philosophy for it.
I don't have a human.
Well, that too.
Now, if memory serves, there's a pair of shrines on this very mountain, and, like, you can't solve one. Like, you have to go to one, and then go to the other, and then go back to the first one again, because, like, the wall constellation pattern things on one side are the answer to the puzzle on the other, and vice versa.
I don't know anything about this.
Well, I do. I know my enemy.
That's good. It's good to be familiar with your enemies.
Philosophy. Did you just hear some, like, okay, someone outside my window just, like, tooted their car horn several times rapidly, and I have no idea if that came through on the microphone.
I don't think so. I didn't hear anything.
Well, that's almost a shame. Ah, I've activated the tower, which, in the grand scheme of things, doesn't really do all that much. It just gives me a map, basically, I think. Still trying to think of, like, what would be a good thumbnail for this stream, in case people were wondering.
I'm not sure. Could probably... There's probably some way to thumbnail, like, Link yelling with a, like, while gliding or something. But in an upset way.
Why would you put me through this? You could have chosen not to play this game, and yet here we are.
And yet here we are. Indeed.
There is allegedly a shrine nearby, but no, I need to please the local German by throwing myself off a piece of architecture. So, let's go and do that.
A local German.
Yeah, well, as opposed to those,
also there?
as opposed to those faraway Germans.
Mm-hmm.
Over in Germany, except I think, Hutty, you live in Germany, right? You're a German. Is that an
Supposed to
ostrich?
a German.
Look at all those chickens.
That's good. That's murderable. Get
That-
some meats to come with your beats.
Oh, that was I thought you would just sort of taken a turn there. So,
What
reassuring question mark that you're not just being like, oh yeah, that's murderable. We learned nothing from the merciless run of Undertale.
This is no Undertale.
Oh, well, that was rude.
Don't be rude.
Yeah, random attempted Deku scrub. Throwing shit at me with its mouth. Attempting to
That's
face battle me
so-
from a distance.
That's so unnice.
Yeah.
That's so unkind.
I'll whip out my phone and then dial a different number. Because it was not called for. If I had a paraglider, I would absolutely do this in real life. Just like, run a couple of steps, float a couple of steps, run, float, just like not even remotely using it for its intended purpose, just dicking around the Christmas tree. Now, does something actually fun happen when I throw myself from the bridge? Or do I just die?
Great question.
I see fish. I see Great Wall of China. I'm not talking about mushrooms here, which is a valid expression to just pop out with. Wow, this guy is really fucking talkative. I don't care.
You're allowed to, like, stop, I think, the conversation at any point. You just haven't.
I don't see what could possibly be achieved by jumping into this water.
It's apparently something funny.
Is it death? Death is always
I
funny.
don't know.
Asterisk, it's not always funny.
In a video game, it can be.
Oh, okay. Yeet!
I don't know what was supposed to happen there.
Yeah, neither would I. Oh. So, the guy was the reason why nothing happened.
Oh, you had to, like, jump before talking to him?
Well, on that damp squib. That is... I understand all of these words individually, but for some reason it's going in one eye and out the other, so I have no idea what this is trying to communicate to me. So anyway, yes. I think
the
it,
Xenoblade thing?
yeah. It seems...
I think it's a crossover event thing. It's...
yeah,
like,
but
it looks like a riddle, I guess.
Yeah, I'm reading the riddle, and for some reason none of the sentences are actually registering in my brain, but it seems like, you know, an absolute damp squib of like, oh, we were promised greatness and then nothing of value happened. That seems like a good note to end the stream on. It seems a fitting plenary of everything I've just experienced.
Alright.
Also, hi, I have arms.
Oh, congrats. That's a pretty cool development. How many?
Just 2.
That's okay. You'll get there eventually.
Yeah, it's more than the average human.
Actually, yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Well,
Well,
usually,
nice hanging.
Usually I'd say I have fun, but I didn't. And well, I don't think that would have been funny after all, Hattie. So I had a feeling that's where it was going, but okay. Yeah. This would have been fun if I was playing a good game, but no, it's the company that I kept that made it fun. Rest assured, I will never play this game again.
Good.
I'm pursuing my own happiness.
That's fair enough. Yeah, have a good one. Nice time.
You too. Good night, everybody.
Good nights.